All right, welcome back to another edition of Pardon the Brickruption. I'm Mel. That's Corey. What's up, bro? What you know? No good.
I'm always doing good, man. That's what my whole thing is about. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
So wait a minute. If you're the good guy, then that makes me the bad guy. Why do I got to play the bad
I mean, you fit the role, man. Where you from? Jersey City? From
guy?
Jersey City. You know how you get down?
Watch your pockets.
Nah, man. Everything is great, man. Everything is great. I'm enjoying life. Working on mocks. I'm working on a lot more mocks nowadays. And I'm happy about that. So that's always good.
Yeah, commissions, mocks, all one and the same. It's going good, man. You're in the life of Lego, man. I get it, man. And we're in the middle of the brick convention.
Oh yeah,
we got some good topics coming up.
Yes, sir.
So I look on my Facebook feed, and there's my grand old guy, Boone, looking like Santa Claus, right? And he's got that big blue shiny. Blue is my favorite color. Blue, shiny, festive Lego Masters Celebrity Holiday Spectacular, whatever you want to call it, trophy.
Yes.
With all the brick celebrities on there and the celebrities too on there, man. It looks great. I want to tell you, it's looking like the best looking trophy ever.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you 100%. Now, Australia, they do the Brick Myths special, the holiday special. They've been doing it for about 3 years now, I believe. And their trophy is red and green.
Yeah.
Seeing the trophy that we had, I feel as though they were like, yeah, we saw what Australia's doing. Let's up the ante a little bit. That trophy looked fire. I wouldn't be against them just changing that to the trophy for the seasons. You know what I mean? Yeah, because that trophy looked so good. And seeing Boone with that trophy and the smile on his face, like you said, man, that whole entire holiday special was all about redemption. And it was more redemption for season one. Because we were the guinea pigs, they tried a lot of stuff with us. They cut a lot of corners with us, but they also used us to figure out what works for future seasons. And I think that's what they did. They definitely gave you your redemption with that bridge, and they gave Boone the redemption of getting that trophy. Because a lot of people say that trophy eluded him and Mark from our season. I'm not the one saying that, but a lot of people.
I didn't say that, but a lot of people said that, and it was crazy. It was crazy because even in the show, you hear him say, hey, look, I may have not won the trophy, but I kind of feel like I won the aftermath. Like, and Boone actually has been the most successful Lego master. So, the most successful coming out of this country.
Right. I agree. I agree 100%. The biased part of me say I could give Boone a run for his money, but that's another story. That's another day. But yeah,
I did, son. I did.
You did. You did.
Right
You beat me to it. Now, but Boone's always been. I've always seen Boone as an older brother. Me and him, we had some great conversations behind the scenes and just in general. And he has a real good heart. And for him, getting that trophy, it meant more to him than winning, any challenge. It was kind of like that vindication that eludes everybody that was so close to that brass ring and missed it by this much. That could fester and that could go crazy. You could go crazy over that. I know Mark is chilling. He good. He don't need no trophy. He good. Just knowing he got that far, he was good. But for Boone, this was a little bit more, and I'm happy that he got what he worked so hard for.
I'm glad you said that because that kind of jogged my memory. You said that like that trophy meant a lot to him to have, right? Because a lot came with that. And they kind of tell that story to his partner who is Robin Thicke at the time, right? And here's the thing, like, not to bash. I'm not bashing no celebrities. I'm not. But
I feel like you're about to.
Yeah, I'm about to. When I say I'm not about to, I'm about to. He knew Boone's story because they told him that. They told him right there in front of all of us, in front of and you're at home, you're watching it, and you notice that the show had aired in December, right? And we're just now seeing Boone with the trophy, and he said, "Hey, look, my trophy arrived." Ba, 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 ba. So I'm gonna tell you a story about a rotten celebrity. And what happened was that once the trophy was decided and won, that celebrity said, "Oh, the trophy's coming home with me." Why, friend? Like, you don't even Lego, so why is this trophy coming home with you when they just told you that this trophy and this guy was destined to be married? Like, they this is what this dude was after. So now you're gonna take the one thing that this dude came back on the show for because you're selfish.
I don't profess to know what goes through a celebrity's mind. I've heard many stories of celebrities and what they and who they are and how they carry themselves and all that stuff. But I won't say that I don't believe you in your story. I feel as though what you said, I was sitting right there watching it for myself. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't sound too crazy what you're saying.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he got his trophy. Whether it took a couple months, a year, it's with him. He can literally put it in his office in Denmark. You can walk into his office and see that big, beautiful trophy. Now, Aaron, in case you're listening,
this is what I got, friend. This is what I got, friend.
Now, Aaron, you got to come back. If they offer you to come to the next one, you got to come back and get that trophy, right? You got to come back and get that trophy. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to pit y'all against each other, but I'm just saying you got to come back and get that trophy, man.
It's a lot of heat, man. A lot of heat, man.
A lot of heat,
man. Yeah, a lot of heat. I guess that's what happened when you put celebrities and bricks together, man.
Don't know what to expect.
Yeah, man. Believe that. They took that trophy home. Selfish. What is the criteria to get that blue check mark for a Lego master in social media?
Good.
Some people overseas got theirs instantly. You and me, friend, not so much. What's up with that?
Struggling. So first Lego masters I've seen that had the blue check mark was Cade and Henry Pinto and Cade Franklin. From season 1 of Australia. They were the winners of that season. So for me, in my mind, the criteria was if you got to Lego Masters and you've been on however much episodes, so let's call it 10 episodes, and you win, you're now a public figure because you're representing the brand of Lego Masters. So you got to go to these different junctions. You got to make some guest appearances. And I figured that was the reason. But then season 1 US came along and, the winners of Lego Masters, they don't have a blue check mark. And I understand why. They're not really part of that life of social media and everything. The runners up didn't get their blue check mark right away. From our season, the first 2 people that got their check marks was the third runner up and wasn't even on the finale,
right?
Which is Jessica Ragsy, and Amy DD. They got their blue check marks. Now that caused some, and we're talking about
rift. It caused some rift. We talking about it.
It caused some rips, rips between teams, and and me personally, I'm like, all right, well, I kind of understand, if it's all right, I have to have like a certain amount of followers. I said, okay, that's cool. But then we had the opportunity to be on Food Network, on TV once again. Bro. And for me, I was like, all right, listen, we've been on TV twice, and this is a pretty big network, and the criteria is to get your blue check mark is that you have to verify that this is who you are. You're a real person, and you have to show, state ID and all that stuff, and also show, why are you asking to be, verified. I was on a show called Lego Masters on Fox. I was on a show called Buddy versus Christmas on Food Network, and I'm all over. My stamp is all over the social media. How come I can't get this verification?
Right.
So now let's fast forward a little bit. We're on to this season of Lego Masters. Stacey Roy got her blue check mark a week after the season finished.
You know what I noticed? You're naming a lot of females. And
Boone got his
they're going straight to the finish. They're not starting at the starting line. They're going straight to the finish. And I wonder why. Like, I don't want to take nothing from nobody. And it sounds very controversial. It is. But, at the same time, I don't want to take nothing from nobody. These women, they work hard. But whoever's on the other side of that web and are looking at these applications are deciding, oh, yeah, yes. You and me? No. Amy Double D? Yes. Stacy? Yes. Crystal? Yes. Mel and Jermaine and Corey? No. Why?
We're not pretty, man. Nah, I'm not saying that. That's my question though, right? Like, what is the criteria? Because I was thinking when I saw that,
tell you, bro, they can't tell you when you put your state ID and you fill that thing out and you send it off, and they tell you, well, yeah, you just don't meet the criteria. Blah 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 blah. I'm searching. I'm looking. What's the criteria? Do I need 10,000 subscribers, or do I need what's the criteria? They ain't telling you, bro.
And if you look at it, I'm gonna pull this up right now. Rick Universe has 5,700 followers.
Right.
They got a blue check mark. Right.
It's crazy, bro.
So let me look at Brickfest Live. Right. Brickfest got a blue check mark. All right, that makes sense. They got 16K.
Okay.
That makes sense.
If you got, and here's the thing, if you got 10K, you get the check mark. No doubt.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's why I at the time I was like, all right, I was at like 2,000, I think. I said, all right, I'm like, all right, I get it. If you're an athlete, now if me, you, and Jermaine were athletes, we would have got that blue check mark already.
Right.
If we were rappers,
bro,
we would have got that blue check mark already.
Bro, I've been on TV 3 times, bro. 3 times.
3 times.
I had to do 2 more like Booker T. Like I probably still won't get the check mark, bro.
You gotta do that. You gotta do the Roonies, man. You gotta do some Roonies.
3 times, dude. I've been on it 3 times, yo. I don't know what else I have to do, dude. Like, what I mean? Like, and then I've been in the arena with A-lister celebrities, right? Yeah. My partner was Leslie Jordan, right? Yeah. I can't get a star next to my name on Instagram.
And it's not a question of bitterness or anything like that. Like I'm happy for everybody who's able to get that blue check mark, because at the end of the day, that looks good on us. That looks good on us. I just want to know
why I'm not getting mine. That's all. I mean, good for you, but I just want to know why I ain't getting mine, especially if I'm having a success, right?
Right. I just want to know what's the criteria. That's all I want to know. I mean, is it the network that has to reach out to Twitter and say, hey, we want you to help get. I want you to put that blue check mark on.
You can buy your check mark from Twitter now. You can just subscribe.
Listen, ain't nobody trying to do that. I ain't trying to spend no $8 a month. No, I'm good. I'm good.
We'll give you a little check mark. Give me some cash.
But you know what? At the end of the day, it kind of boils down to recognition, right? People who do what we do, we just want to be recognized for the work that we put out, right? The fact that you were part of a show, Lego Masters, a global brand, right. And then we're also attached to Lego, because you go to the Lego website, you may have to look for it. You'll see our faces on the Lego website, right? Yeah. You go to Food Network, you have to search for it. If you look under Buddy versus Christmas, you'll see our faces. So
bro,
it's like
you could be sitting in front of your Comcast or Verizon DVR and looking through shows, and if you look up Buddy versus Christmas, our faces are on that joint.
Yep.
If you look up Lego Masters, our faces are on that joint.
So where's the disconnect? But if I was a politician that spew a bunch of garbage, I'll get that blue check mark real quick.
Yeah.
So positive black men can't get no love.
This.
I don't know.
If you look like Corey, if you look like any resemblance of a Dolly Parton in this day and age, and that's the best way I could probably kind of describe that without saying what I want to say. If you look like a Dolly Parton in this day and age, you're getting that blue check mark.
Absolutely.
And that's a very controversial thing to say, but they can't tell me why I'm not getting mine. And all I want to know is why am I not getting mine? Especially if I've been on the TV 3 times.
It had the criteria. They have to make that make sense, because even still, if you're saying, well, you don't have enough followers, I could listen. The amount of bots, the amount of people that hit me up say, hey, you need 5,000 followers. If you pay me $50, I can get you 5,000 followers in about a couple hours. And then boom, I got 10K followers. I hit my mark. I got my 10K followers where my blue check at.
Where my blue check at? Yeah.
How is this criteria?
It was a time where they were busting that down, bro. They were busting that down, and it was like, oh yeah. And then you look up, and then your followers dropped like by the hundreds, bro. By the hundreds. Yeah. They were busting that down. And now all we want is like, all right, if it's transparent, right? Instagram, you're doing transparency, right? By doing that, right? And I'm down with that. Be transparent about what your criteria is, because no one can find it. It's just speculated at this point.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy. Get your stuff on, make your money, do your thing. But I'll tell you one thing: Brick and Nick has been in this thing for a long time. I don't see his blue check mark.
I don't see his blue check mark, bro. I'm telling you,
he better get his ASAP, because this needs to make sense to me.
Dolly Parton. That's what they're going after, and shame on you, Instagram. You shouldn't make your social media so sleazy. You shouldn't. Shouldn't. That shouldn't be the reason why. But it's starting to look that way.
Very much so.
All right, next up, International Brick Conventions. Are you down with it? Randall just flew out to Down and Under.
Yeah, so
Randall's living the life, bro.
Randall is living the life. Randall is, you know what? There's not a lot of us on the Lego Master scene, right? In different countries, no less.
Yeah.
But when you see one of your own able to make some huge strides, they did the complex thing, right? That was a huge thing. Got that big Lego Nike, display. That was major. Then they got picked. Him and Sarita got picked to go over to Lego Con, to go over there to represent.
Blue check mark.
No blue check mark for him. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. We ain't gonna talk about that. That was the last one. But he got that major opportunity out there, and now he's out in Australia. And hopefully we're gonna be able to show you guys a little bit of behind the scenes there, and him talking about being at an Australian convention, because we're more accustomed to just going to an American or US convention. So international conventions, I would love to go, because I want to see if it's any different. I think the last episode we talked about melting pots and segregation, right, in the Lego community. So I would love to see if that's the same case in a Lego convention, right? So that is what I'm very interested in. Are there cliques? Are there lugs that have their stuff out? Or maybe they don't do any of that. Maybe it's just an open forum where, hey, you sign up, you just put your stuff out there, and that's it. So I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm totally interested in going. I just want to see what all the rage is, and like I said, like the culture. What's the culture like? What's the awards like? I want to see the slick, sexy awards. I want to see. I want to see the fan base. Like, is it out the door and around the corner? Like, what's it like? Are the exhibitors treated like rock stars? What's the culture? I'm definitely, it's all the rage for me. I definitely want to go to Australia. That's like the first place I want to go. Most people are like trying to do the scare back, which is close to the headquarters, because you get to see what the headquarters look like and everything. You get to do the whole tour and everything, which that's a good show to go to. I think so. But I probably don't want to be camping out in a little tiny bungalow with like 15 people. I don't know.
I failed to mention this, and you're right. Richard was out there as well from season 2. He was out there at the Denmark convention, and that's another person we need to pick his brain out in a future episode. But he said, I remember I asked him about it, and he said, "Man, it's a different experience. Yeah, it's a different experience, especially with the people, the fan base." Like, it's a different type of fan base. It's like these are people who grew up in Lego. Like, Lego is in their town. They grew up in Lego. Out here, you have casual fans who are fans of Lego because of the movie or because their kids are into it. But these are people who grew up in it. So they're looking at it. It's almost as if you have a whole bunch of Brickmaster Jamies walking around. So they're looking at your stuff, and they're really looking at it, and they're critiquing it. So it's like who's who in that arena.
Definitely want to experience it. Hopefully I'll be able to. Maybe not this year, probably next year, maybe.
Absolutely, man. Let's make it happen.
The rise of bricks and minifigure stores. What do you know about it?
So I have been doing a few meet and greets at Bricks and Minifigs. I have contracted with Bricks and Minifigs for projects. When we did our show with Buddy, when Lego ran out of pieces, Bricks and Minifigs filled in those gaps. Right now, from what I've heard, Bricks and Minifigs are on pace to have more physical locations than the Lego brand in America.
Okay, I can believe that.
Now, not global. Lego still owns it global, but in America, the Bricks and Minifigs brand is starting to take over. Now, this reminds me of another thing that started to take over: the internet. So instead of people going to Lego.com to get their pieces, they went to a different site to get their pieces. And what did Lego do? They bought them out. Bricklink. So Bricks and Minifigs, I would say this: it's as much as it is a great concept, it's like having a Lego store of the new and of the old, and you have interactive play there. I think it's a great concept. I could definitely see Lego taking it over and saying, change that.
Yeah. Like, if you can't beat them, join them, right? And that's a quick way to stomp out the competition, is you just go ahead and buy them. Like, you're a wrestling guy, right? Yeah, you're a wrestling guy. So once upon a time, there were different types of wrestling, federations or organizations that you could tune in and watch. At one point, we probably had about 4 of them, right?
Right.
And then a young hotshot guy named Vince McMahon decided to, you know what? I don't feel like no competition. I don't want no competition. I'm buying you. I'm buying you. Buying you and you.
Territories. Yep.
And bought them all and made one big foundation. And guess what he did? Sold it to the Saudi Arabia.
Hold on.
Knocking over Lego over here. He said, sold it. Got it up out.
For the record, in case anyone's listening to their wrestling fan, for the record, he did not, that sale did not happen. A lot of rumors were saying that it did happen. According to some sources, that didn't happen yet, but that is not off the table.
It's not off the table. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But that's what business is, right? You have competitors. You have a mainstay, that's doing their thing, and then you have a up and coming, a rising star.
Right.
And then what do you do before that star gets too bright and outshines you? You snuff it out, right? Or you just say, hey, you know what? You could bring all that stuff over to us and make ours much bigger. I could totally see Lego going to bricks and minifigs and say, hey, you know what? Here's X amount of billions. We want to buy all your locations. You can still remain in operation. You can still have your philosophy and your format. Everything is there. But what we want, instead of it saying bricks and minifigs, put Lego bricks and minifigs. That's all they need to do.
I don't see it going that far, and they probably have to dig a little bit deeper. Like they're probably going to have to expand their market outside of the U.S. for that to actually happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Lego to actually consider into buying it, you got to become like a global business. And right now, they're just a big business that's probably happening in the U.S. I do believe that they are on track to have more stores, which is easy because, some of our friends have to travel 4 hours just to get to one store. Where I'm in the luxury of having maybe 4 to 5 stores in a radius, right?
Right. Same.
And so I think that is possible for them. I considered kind of trying to open up a branch of my own. It just wasn't in the cards for me. But
right.
I mean, I think that if I did, it probably would do well here. And you put the work in, it probably would do well here in this area here. But I backed out of the deal. But now that you mention it, is that you buy into a company like that, and you buy a franchise, and then they sell to a bigger company or something like that. So then what happens to you?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Next up, do you think Lego make leaks on purpose? What's the deal?
So I'm gonna try to equate this to what I used to do before Lego Masters. And what I used to do was I used to do comic book movie reviews on YouTube. And one of the things that we love to see were set photos. So you see a movie going down on set, you got a paparazzi climbing up on them trees, getting a good shot. And I remember it was around Captain America, Winter Soldier, where we were trying to figure out, all right, we know Bucky's going to be in it. We know the actor for Bucky. How is Bucky going to look? Are they going to make Bucky look like the blonde hair, blue-eyed kid from the old comics? Or are they going to make him look like the newer version with the black sleek hair and the metal arm? Right. And they had some set photos that leaked out of the actor in the whole outfit. And we went crazy. The whole community went crazy. So what Marvel did to kind of mitigate it is that they had a trailer that they were sitting on that they were going to try to hold off. And when the set photos came out, the next day or the next 2 days, the trailer dropped, showing all of Bucky. So they were like, hey, we got to try to get ahead of this, because they're ruining the surprise of this movie. Got to get ahead of it. So with Lego, I think Lego is experiencing the same thing. What you have is people who are possibly either working in Lego or they know someone who works in Lego. And they're saying, hey, we got this set coming out. This thing's going to be crazy, but yo, don't share with nobody. Yeah, cool. Can you send it to me? Okay. Thank you. Let me send it off. Or let me talk to one of my friends and have it in the background so you can see it. I don't know. But I don't think Lego is leaking it. I think Lego just has what every company has, people who have, loose lips.
Yeah.
And if there's money to be made on the side, okay, I can slip this to you, and as long as it doesn't get back to me,
right? Not. Yeah, I think temptation is everything, man. Like some police agencies follow this model that if you have jacked up credit, that you're more acceptable to take bribes and compromise your position because you have this money problem because you have this credit issue, right? And it's a very old philosophy. Is it 100% true? No, but the probability is probably highly likely, right? And so I think that you run into that situation where if there's deals on the side, like you say, then it becomes more lucrative, right? Like, because you trust God, you trust your mama, and then after that you cut the deck. I think you live in today's society is what you can do for me, and I'm trying to fill my pocket, right? So then you probably have, I don't know, maybe some young kid that works at one of the local stores, and the set has arrived, and before they put it on shelf, he takes his phone, snaps a picture of it, send it to somebody from social media, who then leaks it out, and as a return, you get a little kickback, right? That is this actually happening? I don't know. This is a speculation. So,
okay.
And rolling this dice is probably pretty dicey for me because I am in the land, and they do talk about leaks. They talk about it, and the folks in the land are pretty frustrated because it's like, man, look, I'm under this contract with this great company, and I'm going to get this great content before anybody else gets it. And the day before I am scheduled to get it, somebody leaks it. So how good is that information now at this point? And you get to a point where it's like, oh, is it really worth it? And it's like, so it's quality control, and I think that has a lot to do with this leak situation. It's quality control, right? So at that point, if the same source is popping up on social media with the image of something before anybody else gets it, at this point you got to kind of track the source, right? Who did this person know? If it's somebody in the store, get them out of there. If it's somebody that's in social media that happens to be in the land that's tipping this kid off or whatever, get them out of there. If it's somebody that's in the land that then got the set, because like, say for instance, the A-frame, right? The A-frame got leaked. It did. And it was an actual set. And I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at the photo. It's an actual set that Lego sent to somebody that was probably in the land, or probably somebody they wanted to review this set, because it's sitting on somebody's desk with the box open. And at that point, you need to have an investigator to really investigate to see how did Promo Bricks, and I hate to say his name on our show, was able to get that image and put that image on his social media with that picture going back. And here's the thing is that with IPs and giving, pictures have cookies in them. And so they could track these cookies back to who sent them, who posted them, et cetera.
Right.
Is it going to take time? Yeah. But you crack down on the little things. There's the broken window theory, right? And there's a vacant building that's in your neighborhood, and it has a broken window. And every time somebody walks by, they pick up a rock and they break another window. What do you do about it? At that point, it's inviting plight in your city, because now everybody know that this vacant building is vacant. So then, you can go ahead and smoke your dope there at that building. You go ahead and do your transactions at that building. You go hang out. And then and next thing you know, all those little tiny crimes become into something major.
Wow.
You see how the little things happen, and then it becomes major. Now, this is probably very minute to Lego. They're probably like, it'll go away. It'll go away. But it's starting to boil into something bigger.
Yeah. Because then if it boils to the point that, well, why do I care? Why do I care to wait for one of the ambassadors to tell me about a set that's coming out? I done heard about this set 2 weeks ago, and I already made my decision that I don't want to buy it. So I'm not going to tune into your content. Right. Why do I need to tune into your content? Well, you're going to try to convince me? Why? You're not even important enough to get the stuff prior to this leak. So if Lego don't care about you, why should I care about you? So I'm going to keep it watching.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you the people, people that are creating this content, you lose it. You lose that, and it's very disheartening. I can understand. I could totally understand it. It's
Yeah,
tough.
it is.
Lego conventions on a split. Now and I know it's a family affair. You got two Lego conventions that are splitting. We could talk about it. You got Brick Universe
Mm-hmm.
that split. Now you got Brick Convention. What do you think? It's a good thing, a bad thing?
Um, in our society, in American culture, this is actually a good thing. Because capitalism is all about value. It's all about what the fans want and knowing your demographic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do have fans who like to go to a convention and they love to go and see what other Lego content creators, other Lego builders, designers are creating. They
Mm-hmm.
follow them on social media. They want to see their sets in real life. They want to see their mocks in real life. And then the designers that exhibit, they want to get recognized and gain some recognition. So they're looking for those awards, best in show. They want to see best lighting, best modulars, best mosaic, all that stuff. They want that. You want those awards. I remember talking to Steven from season 2, winners of season 2, and they had the dragon. Steven and Mark had their dragon, and I remember he was saying, man, I never got a best of show at Brick World. That's what I really want. And I'm like, dog, you got the Lego Master Trophy, like you at the mountaintop. He was like, yeah, that's one thing, but I really want that. I really want that best in show. And they got it. But that's something that a segment of the Lego community really likes. Now let's look at the flip side of it. There is a segment of the Lego community that just want to go and bring their kids and just experience a fun Lego day, right? They don't have the money to go to Legoland. There's maybe not a Legoland close by. They can't go to like a Lego New York or anything like that. So they go to a show called Brickfest. And they pay the cover charge to get in. And they get in there and they got all these different interactive stuff. They could go to the white plate spot where they could build with white bricks. They got a glow in the dark spot. They got Lego Derby, Pinewood Derby now. They got all these different attractions that they could just take their kids and just enjoy and not have to okay, well, we're just looking at exhibits of people's builds. We can build, we can interact. And then you have some Lego Masters that's going to be there. You can get your stuff signed and all that stuff, and all that other stuff. And some people, they really like that type of Lego convention.
Right.
So, but here's the thing: you have two different types of philosophies when it comes to a Lego convention. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's a good thing because you need variety.
Yeah.
Me personally, I didn't enjoy myself when I went to Lego. What was it? Brick World Chicago. Yeah. I didn't really enjoy myself because when the fans were gone and it was just the AFOLs, I started to see all of that segregation. I saw people that just stood inside their display booths and they just stayed to themselves. I see people getting drunk and acting a fool. And it's like, yo, you representing Lego. You can't be looking crazy like that.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a different feel. It's totally a different feel. So I mean, it's all to each his own, really.
Yeah. I'm definitely with it, man. Like you said, it definitely gives you more opportunity to go to more cons and stuff like that. So now you get to pick and choose instead of usually. I think the cons at one point were respecting each other, and it's like, look, I hold my event in May, you hold your event in April. You never come over to May.
Right.
And so you would go to these specific cons on the specific months. But now you have certain cons that are like Universe and now Convention are visiting multiple cities during multiple months. And so you're able to actually experience the Brick Convention just a little bit more, right? And I think that is definitely, that's definitely a plus for us. Um, and you know, and whether families are tearing apart, you know, the family business, that might be a strategic, you know, planning. It's like, hey, look, if you're in that location and I'm over in this location, you could pick up money for us over there, and I'll pick up money for us over here.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, these Lego conventions, though they're for the fans, it's a business at the end of the day. And these businesses are capitalizing on the popularity of Lego. Lego Masters just help, you know, exuberate that popularity by having us come to some of these events. You know, Bricks Cascade, 2019, perfect example. Or 2020, I should say, perfect example. Where, you know, they showed 2019 to 2020. And it's a stark difference. And it's only because, hey, we got some Lego Masters in the house. You got what? I can see the people I've seen on TV. I can see them hit. We're coming out.
Yeah.
You know? So
Definitely. All right, folks. No brick of the break it today. Corey, what's your future plans, man? What are you into next?
Since we mentioned conventions, that's what's next. The next is couple of conventions. I know Brick Universe. So I'll be there in March at Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Then the next month will be Brick Can. So I'm still trying to work out the logistics there, but hopefully I can go to Brick Can.
Okay.
There is another convention that's happening in April as well. Is it Bricks Cascade or is that May? I think Bricks Cascade is in May. Yeah,
in May.
Is in May. Mother's Day weekend. So I don't know. I'm going to try to go. But you know, that's you're hurting me right now. But yeah, I mean, it's business as usual. To be honest, man, I'm trying to go to every convention I can, and just promote this Lego idea that I got. So I'm bringing it to every convention this year. So I'm trying to get as many votes as I can, and man, that's another thing, man. It's hard to get votes, man. It's hard to get votes.
It is. But here's the thing, like you're in the uphill battles with that too, like because even if you get the votes, you're still not guaranteed, you know, the final thing. But yeah, man, I'm heading to Miami and I'm headed to Florida, Orlando in March, and then I would love to go to Brick Can. I've never been there. I would love to go. I will be going to Cascade, and I got like a Brick Fair Virginia coming around the corner in March too. So well, so I got a double whammy in March. So March is starting the brick season. So hopefully it's a busy one. You know, I hope so. You know, I hope that my third time as a charm might get me my blue check. Might not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You may have to consider some. I'm never going to do that.
That's right. Don't say that. You're the good guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm supposed to say it.
That's right. Instagram, if you're listening, listen. Just tell us what it is. Just tell us what it is. If you tell us what it is, then I'll leave it alone. You know.
It's a scandal. It's a scandal. That's what it is. A scandal.
Terrible, man.
You're terrible, Instagram. Yeah. All right, folks. Until next time, we'll do better. Go USA.